Most people believe that pointers, one of the key ideas in modern programming, were invented in the United States in 1964. But what if I told you that this isn't true? 9 years earlier, in 1955, a Ukrainian mathematician created a completely new way of addressing and linking data inside a computer. A method that allowed programs to operate not just with numbers, but with structures, flexible, dynamic, and powerful. In other words, something the world would later call pointers. She developed this idea while working on the first computer in Eastern Europe, created in Ukraine. That machine was extremely limited by today's standards, yet her techniques were far ahead of their time. Why is this discovery so important? Because pointers became the foundation for high-level programming languages, dynamic data structures, operating systems, compilers, and almost every modern software architecture. But her contribution remained almost unknown outside Ukraine. Even today, many programmers around the world still think the idea was invented later, somewhere else. Partly because research from Ukraine in the 1950s wasn't translated, wasn't published internationally, and wasn't accessible during the Cold War. But the historical record is clear. The concept appeared in Ukraine first, described, formalized, and implemented 9 years earlier than commonly believed. And it wasn't just a theory. Her addressing system let programmers create complex data relationships that modern developers would immediately recognize. Nested structures, chains, trees. The early ancestors of linked lists and object-like formats. This wasn't just coding. This was pioneering computer science, decades ahead of mainstream understanding. Today, when people talk about the origins of programming, they mention famous names from the US and Western Europe. But the world still doesn't know enough about the breakthroughs made in Ukraine, breakthroughs that shaped the digital era long before these ideas became global. So if you're a programmer, an engineer, or simply curious about how our digital world began, remember this: some of the most advanced computer concepts of the 20th century were born in Ukraine, and it's time the world finally knew.